blessed. Got a chance to work with. I've been working since the past 2-3 months, and I can only imagine if I wasn't working for the last 2-3 months, I would have just kind of pulled my hair out because I was getting frustrated by then. But the reason I say I'm blessed is I see my school friends, I see my peers in the industry, and those who've been laid off, those who've been asked to accept a lower pay cut. They've got predetermined expenditures, and they're in they're in real bad they're in real bad shape. So COVID's taught all of us a lot of things. I've seen people changing. I've seen most people changing. Very few people who've remained the way they are. The extreme bit of that is depression and anxiety and other things which are extremely real. So I think I think it's a very dynamic situation, and we got to live with it for the next 6-8 months. And I think each individual is responsible for everything that's going on. In fact, it's not about a lockdown, or it's not about work. It's about just being very. It's just very basic common sense. Wash your hands. Keep a distance of 6 feet. Keep yourself sanitized, and work or stay at home, because I know enough number of patients who've not even gotten out of their house for the last 6 months, who've also have COVID, living with their family. And I've had people who work who've contracted COVID, but they've been like very bindas. And you can't, just because it's not in the news, it's not grabbing headlines anymore. COVID is not gone. COVID is absolutely the same that it was on the first day. Of course, progressively and relatively, it's worse right now. I mean, according to me, in a city, in a place like Delhi, when you're putting a 50 feet luddy in spite of the law not allowing you, when the person who's putting the luddy, the first guy standing on this side, cannot even see the other side guy standing on the other side putting the luddy because of the smog, and when you're lighting that goddamn thing, it's an act of terrorism. It's like one person responsible for the lives of 50 people, including infants, senior citizens. What right do you have? And you cannot let go of your rights for 1 year and then live blissfully for so many years. It's terrible. It's terrible. They should make the laws stricter. 1 or 2 or 3 people can't have 10-15 people's lives in their hands. And again, for heaven's sake, keep your temples, keep your mosques, keep your churches, keep your synagogues, keep your gurdwaras in your heart. That's what we've been taught. You don't have to go there. Keep your festivals in your heart. Become more compassionate. Every statistic has shown that the festival season they've been the main super spreaders. They've been the main cause for the increase in the pandemic. We don't. Our religion doesn't teach this. That's as far as COVID goes. Brahmarakshas. Yeah, that's another thing I'm extremely excited to be part of. A very successful franchise, the second season. I'm playing this as usual, suave, majestic, and rich guy. Big bad. A baddie guy who has absolutely no limits of being bad. I'll always say it's different. It's my second supernatural. I've practically played every emotion on TV, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very humbled by it. Romantic, a bad guy in the house, spoiling things in the house, mythological, a little bit of comedy. And this is my second supernatural. It's always interesting, it's fun, because the range of what you can do for the character is a very long range. Because it's fantasy, it's not defined by anybody. You can define it, you can add some quirks to the character, but because you can do all of those things, it comes with responsibility, because you can underact, you can overact, you can ham, you can do whatever. So you got to you got to define it. You've got the responsibility of defining the character, defining it in such a way that eventually, when you play it for a period of 6 to 8 months, it's likable by the audience. So I think the responsibility increases, and I think the True Zarina is doing this genre on TV. She can't be ever wrong, and it's a very exciting story. Hope you all like it. It's extremely challenging. It's been difficult. The cast is just wonderful. We're having a blast because they've got the proper combination of being sincere and fun. So good luck to Brahmarakshas too. Regarding the whole supernatural genre, I'm fond of it. I'm not a great avid watcher of the genre, but I love performing in it because it's very challenging. It's very challenging. As I said, part of the question was answered in the previous question, because you got to work with costumes, you got to work with prosthetics. Sometimes you got to it increases your responsibility, as I said, because the range that you got to select from is a big one. Then you also you get to hit the target audience, which includes kids also, the youth, the mothers, and everything. So that makes it very interesting. And then because you can let your imagination run wild, which you can't otherwise, you can become a kid yourself, and that's why the whole experience becomes very exciting. And If the right VFX and the right post production is put into place, it complements the acting and the performance even more. So I am lucky, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and God and this universe is great. Thank you so much.